Hello again, friends. This is the second part of my photo vlog of my experiences shooting winter snowy street photos in northern Japan in the beginning of this year. If you haven't seen the first one, you can do so by clicking the card here. But in any case, I hope you enjoy this photo vlog episode. After having been very unlucky with my mission to find snow during my first week in Hokkaido, 2020 arrived with one of the best snowstorms I've ever seen so far, and that's when I knew that 2020 was going to be an amazing year. From looking at the radar and forecast, it seemed that Asahikawa was going to get the most snow during this snowstorm, so I took a train there from Sapporo. It was a bit of a gamble since I'd never actually been there before and it's quite far away and things can change quickly with the weather, but luckily it paid off and I got to shoot the snowy streets for the entire night that I spent there. And let's be honest, when you get this kind of weather, this amount of snow in a Japanese city that you've never been before, it is really easy to take photos that you are happy with. Asahikawa is really great for my type of photography, and it also had just the right amount of people. It had really cool alleys. The lighting on the streets was great. I was really enjoying myself having a field day of photography. I was also experimenting with using a flash for the first time in the snow on this day. So when you shoot snow with a flash, it illuminates the snowflakes, giving this really exaggerated effect, kind of a dreamy effect of snow. It works pretty nicely some of the times. Other times it can also become a little bit too much of a gimmick too easily, and you gotta be careful with the settings of the flash, so that the flash is not too harsh. I definitely want to experiment with it more. It works in some scenes, but in other scenes I like the more minimal photos better. By the way, many of these photos took me forever to edit, and I'm even still not entirely happy with some of them. Editing for me is often kind of an ongoing process. I keep going back to my old photos over and over again until I'm finally happy with them. It doesn't usually take this long, but something about the unique circumstances makes these more difficult to edit for me. I do think that it's pretty funny in hindsight that the best day of photography of the entire year ended up being January 1st, and it was all downhill from there. But it's now November and there's still photos from this day that I haven't finished editing. How can you not love these restaurants with neon lights? Japan really is a photographer's paradise. I even found a couple of these almost New York style steam pipes in the city. If you've seen any of my other videos, I've talked about how steam can really add an extra element into your photos, make them more futuristic and cinematic in a way. But unfortunately, at least from a photography perspective, they built the steam pipes just a bit too high, so we didn't get low enough steam on the street level, which would have been ideal, but can't expect too much, I guess. At least later this year I got plenty of steam shooting opportunities in New York, which I may make a video about as well later, we'll see. But let's get back to Hokkaido. I'll show you a few more of these photos and B-roll footages that I shot during this day. I pretty much kept shooting until the last train in Asahikawa, until about 12. and I didn't even notice how cold and how hungry I was, because I was so distracted and happy with doing my photography for the like 6 hours, and really having the time of my life. So really, even this one day in Asahikawa made the whole trip worth it in my mind. And often photography is like this. You struggle for many days, and then one time you have a really good day, and then that gives you the motivation to keep going. Because I don't care who you are, every photographer takes tons of bad photos. The difference is what they decide to show the world. After I got back to Sapporo, I continued shooting street photos pretty casually, nothing special around this time. But after a couple days I got sick with mysterious flu-like symptoms and was pretty much out of operation for the next 4 or 5 days. And considering what we know now, that always made me suspicious. It probably wasn't corona, considering it was so early and my symptoms didn't entirely match the common list, but really, who knows? It was really fun being sick in a hotel room, eating exclusively kombini food for the entire duration of 5 days, by the way. I really recommend this experience as a staycation. After I got better, my objective was to, in addition to like regular snowy photos, to focus on shooting some close-up photos of people. I know I've tried it before and haven't been too successful, but I was kind of running out of ideas as well, so I might as well experiment some more. A couple of these turned out okay, but my favorite photos from that time were still photos that do not directly show the subject, including this photo, which has ended up being my favorite photo of Sapporo of the entire trip. But then around mid-January there appeared to be a very long gap of no snow in the forecast, so I got kind of sick of living in a hotel and waiting for more opportunities to shoot, so I decided to head to Tokyo. And in Tokyo things worked out better than what I expected. I managed to take some of my favorite photos of the year, or of the past few years really. I even got to see some snow unexpectedly, but I guess I'll leave the story for another time. Thank you so much for watching. I may have a couple more of these vlogs from my past trips coming up, as well as future trips once Europe hopefully gets their together and I can actually start, traveling a bit, hopefully sometime next year. And I also have the tutorial type videos and cinematic analysis types of videos coming soon, so stay tuned for all of that. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Leave me a comment and like the video as well, and I'll see you in the future.